Good evening. Welcome, fans, to another El Segundo television sports presentation. I'm Diego Sanchez alongside Egidio DeLiu. And tonight, the Santa Monica Vikings invade Hazelton Field on senior night for this final game of the regular season. Egidio, a game that has some playoff implications for especially the Eagles. They need to win tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. They should make playoffs if they win. They'll be 3-2 in league, but it's all about Division 7. It's a little murky. Coach Shevlin told us that it depends how the brackets shake out after tonight's action. We'll see how that goes. In this game, particularly, the Eagles hold an advantage. They just match up very well with this Samo High team. Samo High doesn't have a lot of height, especially at the skill positions, and that could really hurt them in that secondary as they have a couple of guys 5'6", 5'7". El Segundo has receivers that are over 6 feet tall. That's going to be a real problem for Santa Monica tonight.
Yeah, the Vikings don't have stats that jump up at you. They don't have key athletes on this team that jump up at you when you see them, but they do have heart. I saw the Santa Monica Vikings team a few weeks ago in person against Hawthorne. They were 1-5 at that time. They went into Hawthorne, and Hawthorne was 5-1, and they beat up Hawthorne badly. They defeated them 42-14. Didn't have any sort of fear whatsoever from the Cougars, and that's what this team plays. They play without fear, they play with heart, and they should give the El Segundo Eagles a fight here, but we'll see how they match up against the heavyweight Eagles here.
Well, the Eagles, as healthy as they've been all year, according to Coach Steve Shevlin, usually by this time in the season they're a little bit banged up, but they're healthy, they're ready to go. They should beat Santa Monica tonight. Now let's go to our sideline reporter, Tali Anderson, for more on tonight's game.
Thanks, Diego. El Segundo Eagles definitely have a huge game tonight, but it is also important to mention that 18 seniors will be leaving this program. But when I spoke to Coach Shevlin earlier, he did mention that this game will be emotional, but they are energized, healthy, and focused, and hope to get the win tonight against Santa Monica Vikings. Back to you, Diego and Egidio.
Thanks for that, Tali. Now keep it right here. Tonight's kickoff is right around the corner. We're just about set for action. As you can see, the El Segundo Eagles rallying near the west end zone. The coin toss has taken place. I'm Diego Sanchez alongside Egidio DeLiu. We are just about set for action. Tonight's Ocean League finale and also the finale of the regular season, as here come the Eagles storming onto the field, led by Dar Saison. Eagles coming into this matchup even in Ocean League with Santa Monica. Both these teams are 2-2, so it's a big game in terms of who ends up third in the Ocean League. Ending up third won't guarantee a playoff spot, as we discussed in our open, but it certainly increases the likelihood of making playoffs for whoever ends up third in Ocean League.
Yeah, of course, in Santa Monica overall they're 3-6, so they're not the same type of quality team as the El Segundo Eagles were 7-2. Just they're lucky enough that they're equal league records at 2-2 apiece, and they still have a playoff shot, even though it's a small shot, but they do have a playoff shot alive here if they do defeat the Eagles here tonight.
Yeah, you're correct. They don't have nearly as quality a record as the Eagles do, so it's much more likely that the Eagles would go to playoffs with a win than Santa Monica would go to playoffs with a win. We've projected that the Eagles are heavy favorites in this game. We'll have to see how it plays out. The Eagles won the toss. They've elected, as is customary for them this year, to kick off. So they will get the ball back in the second half. And Tyler Villalobos is getting set to do the honors here as we are just about set for action. Back deep for Santa Monica. Let's see who we have back there. Looks like we've got Hicks, number 3, and also Parks, Devin Parks, number 5, and Melvin Hicks, number 3. Now they are coming up to the 20-yard line, anticipating. Now, this is interesting. You know, I saw a flag go up in the field during the time the Eagles were running onto the field, and I thought the referee was just practicing. throwing his flag around. But look where the Eagles are kicking off.
Yeah, they must have gotten a penalty there when they came out.
They got a penalty before this game even started. How bizarre. So a very strange start. Perhaps overly aggressive waving of the flag.
That's what we'll call it. That's
we just don't know what this is all about. It is a short kick because he's kicking from his 25 instead of his 35. But it bounces past Hicks. He blows it. Now he picks it up. He's in trouble, but he finds a way. He finds a path, and he is all the way past the 30 and had, let's see who the tackler was. Was it Villalobos? I mean, he was almost gone.
That was Elijah Dunn, the junior, with the tackle, number 20.
Number 20, okay, 20. I mean, had he not made the tackle, that could have busted for a long, if not a touchdown run. So what looked like it was going to turn out great for El Segundo turns out, okay. And Santa Monica takes over at its 30, let's call it. And that's where they'll start under the direction of Leo Reynoso, their quarterback, a 6-footer, a senior. He hands off to their big running back, number 24, Tony Dancy, over 200 pounds, a 5'11", 210-pound senior who picks up pretty good yardage, picked up about 5, maybe 5.5.
Yeah, Tony Dancy is a bruiser type of running back. Last year, he had 897 yards rushing with 30 touchdowns, led the team in rushing touchdowns and touchdowns overall for the Santa Monica Vikings.
So second and about 4. They've got kind of a stacked formation right behind Reynoso, and Dancy gets the give again and plows ahead for about 3 yards. He's a little bit short of the first down, but not by much, as he was finally stopped. Now, what are they saying? They're saying he got the first down. Well, I didn't see it that way from up here, but they're giving him forward progress past the 40 to the 41. So first down for the Vikings here in the early going. And they're looking like they're pretty good running behind Chris Logreco, that right guard, 6'3", 280-pound senior. That's who they're going to try and run behind, and that's where they've been going with Dancy. And this time they're going right to that same play, and now we have a late flag after a gain of about 4. Let's see what this flag is all about. So Santa Monica showing us their game plan here in the early going. They're just going to pound that line behind the big. And now we have a face mask against El Segundo, so that's going to tack on some more yards.
Well, Sean Lyon was the guy on the tackle, number 10 for the Eagles, and I wonder if it was on him.
They're saying an unintentional, puts the ball right up at the midfield stripe, second and very short, 2nd and 1. 1st and 1, well, it should be 2nd and 1, I believe, because they did run a play there. So now he's going to roll out. First pass from, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted! Right to McAtee, right in his breadbasket. What a bad throw by Leo Reynoso. That is what's known as an unforced error, folks.
Horrible throw by Reynoso, got pressured and right into the hands of Danny McAtee, who has 24 tackles coming into this ball game with 2 interceptions, now 3 INTs on the year for the senior.
Yeah, that's a bad mistake by Reynoso because he really wasn't under pressure there. He just rolled out a little bit and he underthrew his intended receiver badly.
Yeah, so way underthrew him.
Way underthrew by 6 or 7 yards. So El Segundo will get the ball at their 35, and there's McAtee. He's to the 40. He's to the 45. He's across midfield and into Santa Monica High territory, a gain of about 20 yards.
Reynoso came up on the tackle there trying to redeem that interception a little bit, but Danny McAtee, so dangerous, had 3 touchdowns last week in that win against Hawthorne, but there is a penalty flag here, and this is a hold on El Segundo, so scratch all of that, Diego.
Yep, so much for that. That's going to bring it all back.
So the Eagles coming out playing here a little bit too aggressive early on.
Well, we're puzzled about the penalty at the
before
the game even started. We just have no idea what that was all about. Did somebody jostle an official? Did somebody make an off-color comment to an official?
It had to have been something, said there.
Yeah, something. Okay, so now this brings up a 1st and 20, let's call it. 1st and 19, it looks like. Ball all the way back to about the 26 of El Segundo. Out of the shotgun, Romero. And all kinds of movement. I think this is against El Segundo. And so far the Eagles are sort of self-destructing here. A lot of penalties, and this is an indication of perhaps just a little bit of mental sloppiness here at the beginning, and they got to stay away from that because that could hurt them.
Yeah, number 58, Nick Hutron, who moved on the line for the Eagles there, that right tackle.
So ball at the 21 of El Segundo now. 4 wide receivers. There's the throw from Romero. He's got his man, and he's going to go. Perhaps it's Melton. No, they're going to catch him, but a huge gain by Scott Melton. Picked up, well, let's see. That's 29 yards to the 50, and then tack on. Oh, there's a flag again.
Another penalty flag.
At the very end. Well, this should be on Santa Monica because Melton didn't do anything. Face mask against Santa Monica, yeah. So that'll get tacked on, and it's a huge gain. Without the penalty, it was about a 41-yard gain, more or less. Maybe even a little bit more, all the way down to the 18-yard line of Santa Monica.
Well, the Eagles lost their senior receiver Mike Gonzalez at practice this week, and we were saying who's going to step up at wide receiver. They do have weapons, and Melton stepped up huge right there.
Well, he's one of the 6-footers, and we mentioned that, oh, there's a nice little throw to Dar Saison, but Santa Monica had that diagnosed, and a couple of defenders were in on that tackle. One of them was Elijah Mole, and they were all over that play, a loss of about 4 or 5 yards on that one.
Another storyline going into this game, Dar Saison was the starting quarterback for Santa Monica last season. Had over 1,000 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 274 yards through the ground, and 3 rushing touchdowns last year as their starting quarterback. So a lot of bad blood there between these two, Dar Saison and the Vikings.
Well, here we go. 2nd and long. Romero under pressure. He's stepping up. He's in trouble. There's a flag, and he is sacked. Mole got him. Elijah Mole, the 6'3", 213-pound senior. But there is a flag. A lot of flags in this game early.
Way too many so far.
Yeah. And it's holding, and it's against El Segundo. And the vast majority have been on the Eagles thus far. So kind of a sloppy start to tonight's game. As we've seen a turnover already, we've seen about 5 penalties. Most of them against El Segundo, all of them except one against El Segundo. And they're going to step this off from about the 25 of Santa Monica and push it all the way back to the 35 of Santa Monica. So this is going to set up a 2nd and really long, 2nd and 25, let's call it. So certainly a throwing kind of a down unless they want to try something to fool them and try a little draw or something. And it's a play action fake. Romero rolling out. He makes the throw and nothing there. Dar Saison was brought down immediately by 71, I want to say.
That was 21. Amir
21. Okay.
Tryon.
Amir Tryon, a big kid, 6'2", 175. Not that heavy, but big kid, athletic,
size,
made a nice play. So now the ball is at the 33 of Santa Monica on a pickup of about 2. It's 3rd and the proverbial mile. It's over 20 yards for a first down. I would say it's 23, let's call it. So 7.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. No score as the Eagles face off against the Samoa Vikings in this Ocean League matchup. Out of the shotgun, Romero. There's the play action. He unloads and almost intercepted. It was intended. Let's see, number 11 was the intended receiver, Devin Bonney, and 25 got in there. Leo Reynoso, who also plays a free safety type of position, the quarterback, almost picked that off.
Yeah, he threw an interception. He was trying to get an interception back for his team there, but thankfully fell on the ground and it's 4th down.
So it's probably 4 down territory here. It looks like they're going to go. It is. They are going to go 4th and 23. Here's Romero. Airing it out deep. He's going for Balogun, and Balogun had it in his hands. He's got that big height advantage over the DB there, and he couldn't quite bring that to his advantage as he's got, gosh, he's 6'4". The DB is listed at, let me see, 5'6". So it's a huge height advantage. Had he thrown it a little higher, maybe 2 inches higher, Balogun probably wins that battle there.
Yeah, Balogun tried to get it. He had it in his hands, like you said, Diego, but perhaps, yeah, if it was a little bit higher.
Maybe just even an inch and a half higher.
Just a little bit. I think Balogun would have had that one, but again, it's Monday night quarterbacking now.
Yeah, sure. So now Santa Monica High takes over at its own 33. Almost a bad snap from center. And the play, again, they're just running it right up the gut. That seems to be their strategy with number 24, Tony Dancy, who's their, as you said, their big running back from last season. 5'11", 210 pounds, and he's reeling off about 4 or 5 or 6 yards every time he touches the ball. Across the 35 to about the 37.
That's a good defensive line that they're facing here. A 4-man rush by the Eagles, and they're stacked in their line and their linebacker core.
Well, it's interesting. Well, there's now El Segundo stiffens on defense as everybody swarms to the ball, because it's interesting what what Coach Lambert said when I asked him in the talk that I had with him on Thursday. I said, what is your strength and what is your weakness? And his weakness, according to him, was that they couldn't run the ball consistently. And so far they've shown that they can, but should El Segundo start stacking the line and get those linebackers to plug the holes, maybe it'll become more difficult and it'll force them to throw it. So now it's 3rd and about, they lost a yard, I think, on that, or there was no gain. He's going to throw it. Reynoso airs it out, and there's the inaccurate arm. We just have not seen an accurate arm from Reynoso as he was looking for, I want to say it's number 10. He was looking for Brian Stewart Jones, a 5'9", he's listed at 130 pounds. Wow, I can't believe that. That's very light. Senior. Anyway, it was overthrown. He had a lot on the throw, but it was overthrown.
Yeah, Hunter Lynch on the coverage there, doing a great job, but yeah, way overthrown by Reynoso.
So Ruval Caba, number 22, into punt out of the snap of Becerra. And he took his time, and he got it off. He almost took too much time there. Not a great punt, but there's no return by McAtee, so that's good for Santa Monica, because you don't want McAtee to get the ball in a punt return type situation. He's shown what he can do.
Any punt that doesn't touch McAtee's hands is a good punt.
So let's go down to Tully Anderson on the sidelines.
Thanks, Diego. Lots of penalties, to say the least, for these Eagles, but one that stood out even before the game began, that was fullback George Monty, who went past the hash marks after running out with the flag, and that was unsportsmanlike. I guess these seniors are fired up tonight.
Thanks, Tolly. So that clears it up, huh?
Jorge Montani there.
Yeah, running past the hash marks. I've never heard of that one. I guess they got to stay between. I don't know. When you're running on and running through that sign, the paper sign, maybe you got to keep it within a certain.
Not to entice the other team, I guess.
Not to antagonize the other team. Yeah. Yeah, number 4, Jorge Montani, I guess, is who she meant. But
that's a first.
yeah, that is a new one on me. Okay, an incomplete pass there. So now it's 2nd and 10. El Segundo not clicking very well on offense right now, except for that one long play. Yes, they got that one. There's Romero, and there's another drop. There's a drop. He heard footsteps, perhaps.
Face on the former Viking.
Yep, he just kind of wanted to run with it before he had it, I think. So now it brings up 3rd and 10. 5.5 minutes left in this opening quarter, scoreless still.
We talked to Dar earlier and we said, how do you feel going into a game against your former team? And he said, I'm excited. I just want to hit somebody. Finally, we've been practicing all week long. I'm ready for game time. And so far, he's been a little nervous. You can kind of tell there. Dropped that pass. Got hit earlier with a no gain on the run. So we'll see if he picks up his game.
So 3rd and 10, out of the shotgun. Here's Romero. Gets rid of it quickly. Nice throw, and that's going to be a first down. Very nice throw there as he hit, was that Bonnie? Or was it Melton? Now I'm confused.
Scott Melton there.
Melton. So that was very nice, kind of a slant pattern, I guess you want to call it, and very nicely delivered football there, and a good catch on the other end. Pickup of about 11. So they get it to about the 47.
125 catches. That was the 125th catch for Melton on the season.
125 catches. Wow, that sounds like too many. No.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked at the wrong one instead. 10th catches.
Yeah, 125
yards. Sorry. My stat.
But now he's over 200 yards because he had that long one.
Yeah.
So he's having a very good year for a sophomore. He's going to be a big part of this team going forward.
Yeah, Coach Shevlin's really excited to have him for the next few years as well here. Him and Romero are going to definitely create more chemistry going forward, especially next year.
Ball at the Santa Monica 42 now, 1st and 10. Romero fakes the handoff. They're in the backfield, and he squirms away from trouble, and he's going to run with it. And that's a big pickup when he was in big trouble. So there's the X factor that Romero brings, as the defense was in that backfield very quickly. That was Dancy was breathing down his neck almost immediately, and Romero picked up about 8 yards when he really theoretically should have lost a bunch of yards. So that's a big play all the way to the Santa Monica 34. 2nd and, let's call it a long 2. Now he's going to work from under center. He's got 4 receivers. He gets it out quickly to McAtee. McAtee finds a seam, and he gets about 5 or 6 yards. It's good enough for a first down across the 30 to about the 29 of Santa Monica. Now they're going to spot it at the 28. They're going to give him an extra yard. Okay, so now the flags have sort of abated a little bit. The teams have settled down into a little bit more of a regular rhythm here. El Segundo threatening here. They're not quite in the red zone, but they're approaching. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Romero. He's looking to his left. Now he's going to have to run. And they're getting into that backfield way too quickly.
That's Dwayne Davison with a sack. Number 14 came in there and got Romero, the 6'3" junior. Showed some speed on the blitz there.
Yep, that's their strategy too, I guess, to not give Romero time to do his thing back there. A loss of about 3.
You said, Diego, his X factor is that Romero not only can he throw, but he can also run.
Yeah, and he had to be on the run that last play where they almost got him. And they're going to blitz again. At least they're showing it, and here they come. He gets rid of it, Balogun, and he pushes for about 5 yards where he didn't have much to begin with. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and about maybe 8 or 7. The ball at the 25 of Santa Monica.
And interesting,
24.
They're running that quick drop back throw, sort of a screen pass, but Romero's picking up the blitz. He sees the linebackers coming at him, so it's a quick drop back, 1-step, 2-step drop back, and throws the screen out to Balogun.
Yeah, they're trying to negate that rush. And here we go again. He gets rid of it quickly. Balogun, they're trying to exploit that big size disadvantage that DB has against Balogun, and they're having some success with it. They picked up about 6 yards. I don't know if this is going to be enough for a first. I don't think it is. But it brings it certainly into field goal territory. Well, they're saying first down. I stand corrected. So it's at the 17-yard line of Samo High. So now they're inside the red zone. The Eagles are.
Donovan Parks is the defensive back that's assigned to cover Balogun. He's going to have a long night ahead of him.
Yeah, he needs help from the free safety on every play, really, is what he needs. And there's a give to McAtee. McAtee sidesteps the tackler, picks up about 5 or 6. Boy, McAtee is so quick with those feet and just going to the side. And he picked up 5 yards, let's call it. No, more than that. Picked up about 7. All the way to the 11-yard line. Let's call it 6. 2nd and 4. El Segundo, with less than 2 minutes left in the opening quarter, threatening to score here. They've got a 2nd and 4. Romero will work out of the shotgun. Now we've got a whistle, and let's see if this is a timeout. Yes, I think it's a timeout, Santa Monica. Yeah, Santa Monica just used up a timeout. So they probably want to discuss this matchup problem or how to deal with it, because, yeah, if Balogun is 6'4", and the youngster that's trying to cover him is, under 6 feet, it's, it's a total mismatch. And they do have a 6-foot safety, but if they peel off that safety to just go cover every time on Balogun, that's going to leave a spot over the middle of the field that's going to be open for some other receiver to exploit. So they've got a problem in that regard. Santa Monica does.
Yeah, there you see him, number 5, Donovan Parks. He's listed at 5'6", so he's definitely a little bit shorter than that. Since Balogun's a legit 6'4", we've seen him, we've stood next to him.
Well, yeah, it's a big problem. I mean, if he's 5'6", that's 6 inches just to get to 6 foot, and then another 4 inches. So that's 10 inches. That's a huge disadvantage. So, I mean, you would think that El Segundo is probably going to go that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's how it lines up. They've got Balogun out there on that cornerback. So, out of the shotgun, you better get rid of it. He does. He's going that direction, but he overthrows. So incomplete, as he was hit by Dennis Acosta as he's unloading the ball. And they've got to get somebody to pick up these blitzers, because that kid was coming unabated on Romero, and he popped him a little bit.
He did pop him. That's the second time. Earlier it was number 14, Dwayne Davison, that came in untouched on the blitz. So they're coming, like you said, Diego. That's the game plan. Rush the ball on offense and blitz them on defense.
So here we go, 3rd down and 4. Romero's out of the shotgun. They're at the 12-yard line. He's running it out. And there's the throw. It's a good one, and it's complete. And it's a 1st down. And out there is Melton again. And he picked up he's just shy of a touchdown, so he picked up about 8 yards or 9 yards. 1st down and goal to goal from about the 2-yard line is where they'll spot this ball, I think. Let's see where they spot it. I might be
just outside the 2-yard line.
That's at the 2, so yeah. That's a big pickup. So Melton showing up big so far in tonight's game for the Eagles, and the Eagles really knocking on the door now. Romero not out of the shotgun. They give us to McAtee. I don't know if he got in there. It's awfully close. I don't see a signal. And I think they're going to, now we have a flag. Oh, dear.
Late-minute flag there, but he's
very late. So this is going to be one of those unsportsmanlikes, probably.
Let's see what's on. There was a big pile there. McAtee did get pushed out of the end zone. They're marking him about half a yard shy of the end zone.
Yeah. Let's see what the call is. And it's a personal foul. It's against Santa Monica. So it's really kind of a freebie, because what is it? Half the distance.
Yeah,
big
half
deal.
the distance of where the ball is.
So the ball is at the half-yard line. It's 2nd or do they give him a 1st down because of the personal foul? It's interesting. I see that the down marker says 1. Now they're going to, let's see. No, now they changed it to 2. Okay, so it's 2nd and goal to goal. Let's see who they're going to give this to. And they're not going to give it to anybody. It's a touchdown, Romero. He's in there. I mean, they're not signaling, but he made positive progress. Touchdown, El Segundo. That is Romero. That's his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
And Matthew Romero has shown he can run. He's shown he can keep it himself. And the Eagles strike first in a very close first quarter. It's been back and forth, and Santa Monica's hanging in there with the Eagles. Of course, the penalties have been the big story so far in this quarter.
So 1-yard TD plunge by Romero. 6-0 Eagles. And here comes Villalobos to attempt the PAT.
It's 43
a little bit of a low snap, but
he's good. He's 43 for 46 going into that one. He's 44 for 47 now on the season.
So the Eagles finally do crack the scoreboard with just over a minute left in this first quarter. 7-0 the score. And yeah, Santa Monica has shown spirited, desire in tonight's game, and they've run the ball a little bit. They almost picked one off. But El Segundo drove the ball on that possession and was able to punch it in there at the end. Romero's a big enough kid, 6'2", 195. When you get it to the half-yard line, he's able to just plow ahead right behind his center.
He's like a running back himself.
Yeah, and so now the kickoff will be coming from the 40 instead of the 25. So it was a 15-yard penalty before the game ever started. Villalobos this time is going to get it over the head of the potential return man Hicks. No return, and Santa Monica will take it at its 20-yard line. And let's see what kind of a response they have after that long drive by the Eagles. Because one thing is Santa Monica does have a bunch of kids that played both ways, and they need to keep their offense on the field a little bit here. Their defense was just out there for a while. So Reynoso coming out under center. Let's see if they keep running it. And they do. They stick with that over that left guard position. They're sticking with that. Chris Logreco, as I mentioned, a senior, big kid, 6'3", 280, listed on the roster. And that's what they're sticking with. They're pounding with the 210-pound senior running back.
Tony Dancy, the bruiser, and Tim Schartz was the tackler there. Schartz leads the team with tackles at 95 coming into this game.
So 30 seconds left in the opening quarter. El Segundo leads at 7-0. Second and about 5, let's call it, for the Vikings. There they go again, same play. And they got a first down, I think. That's how they spot the ball, but look to be a first down to me. It depends. It's spotted just short of the 30, so maybe, no, they're saying first down. They're moving the chains. So that's going to be the last play, I believe, of this first quarter as the clock winds down. And it's El Segundo 7, Santa Monica nothing at the end of one quarter of play. And it's been kind of an interesting game, Egidio, in that a little sloppy at the beginning. Both teams kind of showing, though, their basic strategies here. I mean, El Segundo has a little bit of a more multifaceted offense. They can run, they can throw. So far, Santa Monica showing they're just going to pound the ball behind the big right guard, and when they've thrown it, they haven't shown accuracy. One was an interception, one was an overthrow. So it looks like the running game is going to be a big key for them. And that's so interesting because Coach Lambert said that was the one weakness that he felt, unless he was pulling my leg because he thought I was sort of going to be relaying stuff on. But I don't think so. I think he was being honest. But they've shown that they can run the ball.
Well, the game I watched, like I said a few weeks ago against Hawthorne, it was Santa Monica and Hawthorne. That's all they had. Their throwing game was not in existence. Reynoso was better on the ground. He rushed himself actually a few times on the keeper, and then Tony Dancy had a great game on that 42-14 win.
So that's going to be their strategy, it looks like. Now we've got some hold up here from the officials. They're kind of wondering about something or other. But now everything's straightened out, so it's a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They're on their 30-yard line. El Segundo shows blitz. They get in there, and it was number 4 for the Eagles wrapping up. That's Montani wrapping up, or at least slowing up, Dancy.
Bailey Greenberg also there, the defensive lineman, the junior, 5'11", 250. Plugging that hole up.
Well, obviously El Segundo is seeing what they're doing, so they're trying to counter it with putting more pressure in that left guard spot so that he can't just keep going there over and over and over again. And that time El Segundo was successful. So now it's 2nd and about 13, loss of 3 on that play. Now they're trying to go the other direction, but with Dancy, and this time El Segundo again. This time it's a short gain. A bunch of tacklers were in on that one. Amaral was one of them. There were about 2 or 3 guys there.
Greenberg again, and another flag comes in there, Diego, late.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Late flag. Ball was at the 30 again. Just across the 30. Let's see what the officials have to say about this. The referee is Greg Fucci. He's the white hat out there. Let's see what he's going to tell us, or signal us, I should say. There's a discussion with Steve Shevlin, and it must be against Santa Monica because Steve Shevlin is saying, no, 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 I don't want it. So I guess El Segundo is going to decline whatever this is, but so far we don't have a signal. Okay. So, okay, a face mask it looks like against Santa Monica, and it's declined because the play really didn't gain anything, or maybe it gained a yard, or maybe a couple of yards, but it's 3rd and long is what it is basically.
Yeah, they declined to make it 3rd down instead of giving them another chance on 2nd down.
Yeah. Well, the down guy has to, yes, there we go. 3rd down and about 9.5. Reynoso. They both start with R. Okay. He fakes the handoff. He airs it out deep, and it's way overthrown again. And he just does not have accuracy on his throws. On that one, the DB stumbled a little bit, McAtee, and I thought if he had delivered an accurate throw to Tryon, Amir Tryon, his intended receiver, he would have had a chance there to maybe make something happen, but the ball was overthrown by a really wide margin again.
Yeah, so far all his throws besides the interception have all been overthrown by Reynoso. And like I said, he's a good running quarterback, so I'm surprised that they haven't kicked him outside yet. Maybe they will when the game progresses, but so far Reynoso has not attempted any rushes.
So Ruvalcaba into punt. McAtee back to return. Here's Ruvalcaba. This time McAtee, no, it's a good punt over McAtee's head, and it takes a big Santa Monica bounce. So great kick by Ruvalcaba as he kind of ran with it for about 6 or 7 feet and then unleashed this kick that McAtee never had a chance to field, and it went over his head anyway. So all the way back to the El Segundo 10-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over with most of this second quarter still ahead of us, and the Eagles holding a 7-0 lead. This will be a very long drive if they if they can get it going. So 4 wide receivers in this set. Looks like Romero will be working out of the shotgun. Oh, but it's a handoff, and there's some running room for, that's number 2, I think.
That's Armand Saison, also the former Viking, Dar Saison's brother.
Yeah, I haven't called out his name all season long, which is why I ended up calling out his number and not his name. I don't even have him on my depth chart. I should have put him on there, and he had a nice run there. I think Santa Monica was expecting the throw, and instead Reynoso had a little quick handoff and a big pickup of about 20 yards.
Yeah, you only had 5 carries for 53 yards on the season before that run there. Mostly plays defensive tackle.
So 1st and 10. There's Saison again. Armand Saison. Am I saying his name right, Nigidio? I don't want to blow it. Okay, across the 30. And he's got another 7 or 8 yards all the way to the 32-yard line. And it's going to be a 2nd and about 3. So El Segundo showing the, what's the word I'm looking for? The versatility. Or the depth that they have. Because, McAtee is potentially a running back. This kid's brother, Dar Saison, is potentially a running back. They got a lot of weapons. There's the fake and the sort of a bad throw over Balogun's head. Romero, I think, sort of signaled my bad there after he made that throw. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, right over the head of the big receiver there, Balogun.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of that. Maybe is Balogun missing so much time this year that they're not always on the same page. They haven't had all the reps that they would like, maybe. Now 3 receivers out to Romero's right, but he's rolling to his left. He makes the throw, and it's a bad one. Another overthrow. He's looking for Melton, who he's had success with tonight, but not that time. That was a bad throw, and El Segundo will have to kick it away. And it's interesting. They had the 3 receivers on the other side, but they went away from that side. So anyway, looks like, who do we have in there? Romero is going to be the punter. And I guess Santa Monica has to watch out here because Romero, even though it would be risky because it's deep in the El Segundo side of the field, Romero could always take off and run for a first down.
Very true. He only needs about 4 yards,
Yeah.
3-4 yards.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. It's a snap is good. Nope, he's just going to kick it away. It's a very good high kick, I should say. Let's see what kind of a bounce it takes. And it takes a El Segundo bounce to the 30 of Santa Monica, and that's where the Vikings will take over. So, yeah, much closer game than we have seen. We were remarking early on, well, before the games, before we went on the air, we were remarking that we thought, Egidio, that all of the Ocean League games this season have been blowouts because of the weird sort of bifurcation of the league into halves and have-nots, with Lawndale, El Segundo, and Culver City being the halves, and Hawthorne, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica being theoretically the have-nots. But Santa Monica's hanging right in with the Eagles thus far.
They had heart. I told you that. I've seen it before, and they're showing it tonight here as well.
So there's that run, that patented run, but do we have a what happened?
I think he tripped. Reynoso kept it himself and tripped over his
yeah, he never handed it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe a busted play there and a minimal gain of about maybe a yard. 9 minutes left in the first half, and El Segundo leading at 7-0 over the Vikings of Santa Monica. 2nd and 9. Vikings have the ball in their own side of the field at the 31. Reynoso out of under center, I should say. And they're going to keep it on the ground, and there's Dancy, and there he plows forward for about maybe 3 or 4 yards, puts it up to the 35, and is going to bring up a 3rd down at about 6 or 5. No, they didn't give it to the 35. They gave it to him at the 34. So it's 3rd down and 6 for sure.
Jorge Montani coming in on the tackle. They read it perfectly.
So now they really have to put the ball up. I mean, I don't think they can hope to pick up 7 yards or six. It's a long 6, let's put it that way. It's going to be tough to pick up. Now there seems to be some sort of a delay. And what do we have here? Timeout? Yep, Santa Monica burns another timeout. So they've used up 2 of them. They only have 1 left. And I guess they don't want to put their defense right back out on the field. They want to pick up this first down.
Or the 2 most important players, Tony Dancy and Leo Reynoso on offense, are their 2 most important players on defense as well. So these guys aren't getting a whole lot of rest. But for Santa Monica, they can't be one-dimensional. They can't have just a running type of a playbook. El Segundo's reading that, and they're doing a good job on defense, reading it and stopping it. So Reynoso now, as a throwing quarterback, has to connect with some of his passes and some of his receivers in order to get this defense off guard a little bit.
Yeah, he has to show the ability to complete a pass, which he has not done tonight thus far.
He did to an El Segundo player.
Yeah, to the wrong jersey, right. Okay, so here we go. 3rd and about, it's a long 6, let's call it. And looks like they're going to be working out of the shotgun now. He's got 4 wideouts, so it's a passing formation, that's for sure. And he's going to run it. No, he faked the pass, and El Segundo was all over it. So that did not work out for Reynoso. Is that 19 was one of the Sharts, was one of the leading tackler for El Segundo, was one of the players that got in there. That was basically a no gain. And that'll bring up a punt for Santa Monica. Ruval Kaba will be hitting this around his 21 or 22 yard line. McAtee They're going to try to kick it away from McAtee, but not this time. He's going to get it. And he's at his 30. He's up at his 35. He's going to get to the 40. He's going to stay in bounds. He's at the 50. So McAtee with a pretty good run back, and now we have a flag on the side of the field where there was no action. How could you throw a flag way over there?
How could you see that far ahead?
There was nobody over there. Okay, well, we'll just have to see what this is all about. It was thrown from the opposite side of the field. Maybe a illegal block. 22. Oh, it's against El Segundo. Well, it looks like it's against 22. So maybe it's Ruvalcaba. So I saw the official putting up 2 twos with his fingers as if it were Ruvalcaba who's the punter. But let's see. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Maybe it's the double peace sign.
Trying to bring peace to the game.
Let's see what the call is. There's the official, the referee rather. Holding El Segundo. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, that's going to set them back 10 yards. So all the way to the 38 of the Eagles. That's where the Eagles will take over.
And they could have been on Nick Villa, 22 for El Segundo, who
there
is
you
on
go.
special teams.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Could have been. Okay, so penalties continuing to bedevil the Eagles as they hold on to this slim lead, 7-0. Just over 7 minutes left in the first half. Out of the shotgun, Romero with time, airing it out, looking for McAtee. And boy, McAtee was in a crowd of white jerseys and kind of fortunate that just fell incomplete as it was overthrown and there were about 3 DBs in the general area, but an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Reynoso, Ruvalcaba was there, as also was Amir Tryon.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun. This time it's Saison, Dar Saison with a big run up the middle across midfield.
That's the little brother, Armand Saison.
Armand Saison, excuse me. Armand Saison with a pickup of about 17 yards there. More. Let's see, all the way to the 43. So that's 19 yards on that pop. And very nice running there by Armand Saison. First down for the Eagles. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, another timeout. Do we have another timeout by Santa Monica? So that's it.
That's 3 timeouts.
Yeah, they've used their 3 timeouts. So I wonder what that was about. They must not have had the right personnel out there because that was kind of an unusual sort of moment to call a timeout. But at any rate, they're out of them now. And El Segundo, I think, has not used any of theirs, if I remember right. So that's a disadvantage to the Vikings here as the first half starts to wind down slowly but surely. So a tight game for a change. We haven't had too many of those. The Maricosta game was fairly tight. But the other ones that we've done here at Hazeltine Field this year, this season, have been blowouts, but not this one. 7-0. El Segundo leads it. And they're just looking to widen that lead as they're starting to drive the ball here a little bit. They're in Viking territory, but still pretty far from a score at the Viking 43. Romero's out of the shotgun. Over the middle, nice throw. Oh, and Melton, well, he juggles it, but he hangs on. Scott Melton, good job. And a pickup of, well, about 10 yards.
Yeah, great job. Looked like it was going to be a bad play for Melton, but coming up with a juggling catch there. And unfortunate news, we see Dar Saison on the field down.
Oh, dear. I didn't see that because I was focusing so much on the play.
He was in there picking up the block from the blitzing linebacker, and didn't see he went kind of down in the pile. I didn't really see what happened in there. Hope he's okay as the trainers are looking at him.
Yeah, we have an injury timeout on the field. So now he's sitting up, which is a good sign. And now he stands up. So he's walking off the field, which is a good sign. He might have just gotten his bell rung a little. I'm not sure what happened. I don't want to speculate, but he's walking okay at least. He looks a little woozy maybe. Tough to tell.
Yeah,
but
a good sign he's walking.
Yeah, at least it's not a leg or a knee. That is not what's happening. It's something else. We'll see if we can get an update later from Tolley. Okay, so it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Samo High 33-yard line. Under center is Romero. You better get rid of it. Well, he got hit hard there at the end. 61, Stephen Alexander got him. 5'10", 210-pound junior. Romero looks like he's okay.
Well, something went wrong in that play because Romero dropped back to do the play action, and there was no running back there.
It was out of sync with Armand Saison, the running back. But he did manage to squeeze out a gain of maybe 1 or 2. Maybe they gave him just 1. So now there's another holdup. Somebody's getting off the field. 72's coming off the field. That's Elijah Mole, one of the defensive ends for Samo High, had to leave the game. Here's Armand Saison, and a pickup of about 3, maybe, inside the 30. Let's see where they spot the ball at the 29. So this will bring up a 3rd down and about 5, maybe a long 5. And El Segundo methodically driving the ball. They need this 1st down to really start getting into scoring territory. So this is a big play.
There's still a lot of field goal range here, so definitely need to pick up this 1st down.
Yeah. Under center, Romero. Here comes the blitz. There's the pitch. It's well executed. And here's McAtee. Look at him. Whoa, and he's going to get a 1st down. McAtee with that athleticism. Tremendous move there to hurdle a would-be tackler.
Jumped over Reynoso, and McEntee, such a great elusive runner. We were talking about this kid last year when Taz Tawese was the running back for this team. That's how good Danny McEntee is, and he's been great his senior year as well.
Well, he got it all the way. He picked up about 10 yards. He got it inside the 10. I mean, it's inside the 20 to the 19. 1st down for the Eagles. So now under center. There's the give to McAtee. Up the middle. Picks up about 5 to about the 15. He is brought down by Dennis Acosta, among others, but he picked up, well, they spotted at the 16, so they're going to give him only 3 yards. I'm a little confused. It's 2nd and short.
It's at the 11.
Okay, at the 11. There's McAtee again. That's a 1st down. Okay, yeah, I was confused. That was not the 16. That was the 11. So another 1st down there as he picked up another 3 or 4 yards. So all the way inside the 10-yard line to about the 7, let's call it. So now it's going to be 1st and goal to goal, excuse me.
And I just saw Dar Saison come to the huddle, so he was in that last play, so he seems to be okay. That's good news for the Eagles.
Certainly. So Melton split wide to the left. Balogun wide to the right. There's the pitch. It's to McAtee. McAtee cuts it upfield, but the defense was there this time for Santa Monica. Led by number 14, I believe, was one of the first tacklers in there. Let's see, that's Dwayne Davison. Minimal pickup. The ball is at the 5 now. 2nd and goal to goal. 4 minutes left here in the 1st half. El Segundo looking to expand their lead. They lead at 7-0 right now.
Been a good close game, back and forth these two teams are going here.
Here comes Romero rolling out. He's looking in the end zone. He's going to run it in. He's going to run it in. Romero, touchdown.
His 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for Matthew Romero, his 7th on the season.
So Romero, from 5 yards out, elects to keep it himself, and as we spoke earlier about it, the X factor. You know, he was looking to throw the ball. That was his first choice because you could see he was looking, but once he didn't see what he wanted to see, he said, hey, you know what? I can run this in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bigger than that linebacker or whatever, you know. So 5-yard TD Here's the PAT from Villalobos. That one is good. So 14-0. El Segundo starting to assert itself over the Vikings of Santa Monica. Still some time left in the first half. Let's see if the Vikings can respond. The big problem for them offensively has been the lack of passing, the lack of the ability to complete passes. I mean, they've been able to run the ball a little bit, but once you show that the passing is a problem, El Segundo can just sort of stack the line and,
Yeah, they're very one-dimensional, and this defense is reading that. They're stopping the run well, and now Reynoso, they're making Reynoso throw, and his throws have been either underthrown or overthrown. But statement touchdown there by the Eagles, and we'll see how the Vikings come back. Interesting here in this next drive.
Here comes the kickoff, and it's going to be towards Parks, Devin Parks at the 8. He's across. Oh, and there's a little razzle-dazzle, but it doesn't work as 22, is that correct? For El Segundo was there to make I believe he was there to make the tackle, Nick Villa, and they were trying for a little reverse there, and luckily for El Segundo, Villa was alert and was there.
Now the reverse sweep there did not work by Santa Monica, but I got to give them credit for trying something and getting out of the box and trying something different. Hey, if your offense maybe is not going to get it done, maybe your special team. So definitely give the Vikings some credit there.
Yep, they're trying something to get, better field position. It didn't work out that time as they are back at their 15-yard line. Out of the shotgun, the handoff, different running back this time. And he's running the other way now. I think, somebody got absolutely bum blasted.
Reynoso just laid out number 15 for the Eagles, Dylan Phillips.
Yeah, Dylan Phillips absolutely got crushed as he was chasing that running back. And he's up, so that's a good sign. But he got hit real hard. And I guess this is going to come back because it was I don't know, what do you call that in illegal terms? Maybe a hit to the head?
Maybe a hit to the head, maybe it touched his helmet, but it looked clean from up here. I mean, it is football.
Yeah.
Those were okay when I played.
Let's see what they call this. It's interesting. A personal foul against Santa Monica. Yeah, anyway. I guess. So, because, that kid reversed his field, the running back, 3, Hicks. Mm-hmm. He started running one way, there was nothing there. Then he started going the other way, and so the El Segundo guys were chasing after him, and because he had reversed his field, there were some Santa Monica guys over there.
And Reynoso did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick up the blockers, when the running back or whoever has the ball changes direction, but I guess it was a little bit too high. Maybe hit him in the head.
I don't know.
Again, we don't have replay here. We can't go back.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's how the officials interpreted it. So the ball is punched all the way, taken all the way back to the Samo High 4-yard line. So they're in real trouble now. They got a first and 1,000,000 miles to go, and first and 25, let's call it. And out of the shotgun, they're going to. He's going to keep it, and he gets hit hard. Reynoso, he gained a few yards.
Reynoso ran into a wall. Tim Schartz was there, one of the guys on the wall.
Yep. He picked up minimal yardage. Picked up maybe 2 yards, 3 yards. So second and very long. Let's call it 20. Inside 3 minutes left, 2:50 left in the first half. And El Segundo leading at 14-0. Samo High could be in trouble here. This is a big set of downs because if they can't pick up a first down, they're going to give El Segundo great field position. So second and long, they're going to have to put this ball up. Here it is, the throw. And again, misfiring. His intended receiver was Meki NDI, and it was low. That time it was too low. So sometimes he's too high, sometimes he's too low, but he's just not on target.
He's got to get that going. He's got to get that throwing arm and connect with these receivers because, like I said, you become one-dimensional, and defense like this, like the El Segundo Eagles defense, they're going to get that. They're going to read it, and they're going to shut you down.
So 3rd and long. Let's call it 3rd and 19. Out of the shotgun, Reynoso. He's got all kinds of receivers out there. He's in his own end zone. He steps up. He's out of the end zone. He's going to run. He's going to throw it. And that time, I thought he hit NDI in the hands. He was having to spin around for it, so maybe it was a little bit behind him. But I thought he had a chance to make that catch, and he just didn't do it. Now it's 4th down, and this is the worst-case scenario for Samo High because they're going to have to kick this one out of their own end zone.
And they have 2:27 left. They're giving to El Segundo. The Eagles also have 3 timeouts. Santa Monica has no timeouts left. So,
yeah,
could be bad news.
This is a real bad news scenario for the Vikings. Real good news scenario for the Eagles is Danny McAtee is probably licking his chops there. Now what happened? All kinds of whistles.
Another flag.
Oh, dear. And it's against El Segundo, giving the Eagles a little bit of a break. It's not going to change the fact that they have to punt, but it can give them a little more breathing room.
Yeah, give your punter a little space back there.
Yeah, a little bit. At least he's not going to be punting it out of his end zone.
Yeah.
Snap is, he almost blocked it. It's a
Villalobos.
wobbly kick. Here's McAtee at the 40. And good open field tackling. They only let him pick up a few yards as number 15 got in on him, Eduardo Saldana. So maybe only a pickup of about 5 yards on the return, and that's big, but still a short field for El Segundo as they're going to get it at about the 36, it looks like, of Samo High. Maybe at the 35, 36-yard line. So El Segundo, plenty of time and a short field, and like you said, Egidio, 3 timeouts. So no issues with the time for the Eagles. 2:16 left in the first half, so they got time to do this. So out of the shotgun, there's the give to Saison. He is dragged down immediately by number 24. Oh, well.
The El Segundo Eagles are looking for a flag there, and that was perhaps, Dancy knew what he was doing there.
Yeah. So a loss no gain. No gain. The clock is running. 1:50 now. 2nd and 10. Romero will work out of the shotgun. Melton to the left. He's got 3 receivers to the right. Now it's a halfback option. There's the deep throw, and it is incomplete, but now we have another flag thrown from very far away. And I think they're going to say that it's going to be against Santa Monica. I can't imagine that it's going to be against. They're going to say that interfered with Balogun. Balogun was the intended receiver.
Balogun was the big guy down there. Reynoso on the coverage along with.
Well, let's see who they call this on. I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it could go either way, I guess. I mean, there's a chance that Balogun I wasn't watching them through my binoculars, and it was on the far side of the field. Let's see what the call is.
There were 3 white jerseys around Balogun at that time, though.
Yep.
But smart, creative, trying to use Saison, who is a legit quarterback, played quarterback all his life before this year. So he can definitely throw, and you saw it there.
Pass interference. And it is against Santa Monica, as I had surmised. Well, now what's this? An unsportsmanlike against El Segundo. So what? So first down? I think he motioned first down, but El Segundo. So where's the ball going to end up? That's what I want to know. And I think the officials are kind of talking about it. It's going to end up at exactly the same place.
So those kind of offset each other.
But so it's a 3rd down. They're saying that. No, because first down.
Yeah.
So it's a first down. It's a little bit confusing. Okay, so first down. In a way, it's sort of a no harm, no foul for El Segundo in terms of they actually get a fresh set of downs. But now their time is starting to become a little bit of a fact. Still enough time.
Yeah, with 3 timeouts.
With 3 timeouts, there's enough time. Minute 33. out of the shotgun. Romero snaps a little low, gets it over the middle. It is complete. And that was Bonnie with a short gain of 7 or 8 yards. I don't see why El Segundo doesn't just call a timeout. They got 2 more.
They're going hurry up here.
Yeah, they're going hurry up, but Balogun wasn't really hurrying up.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah, they took a lot of time to get him in position.
Blitz. Almost face mask there. He did get
Yeah,
a
but
little
he got
piece of
away, and he is all the way down inside the 10. All the way to the 5. And now El Segundo does have to call timeout.
And Romero, a Superman type play there. Just
now we have late flags again.
Flag.
So we have late flags again, and we have all kinds of extracurricular activity after the end of the play. We'll have to see what the call is.
An impressive play by Romero, though, pretty much carried the defense along with them.
Yeah, he got away from the blitz, as you mentioned, and he made a lot out of nothing, basically. We got 2 flags, one way up near where the play started, and we have one flag way down at the end where the play ended. So it's been a lot of flags in this game.
A lot in this first half, for sure.
Yeah, a minute even left in the first half with El Segundo up 14-0, and the officials, I know, are going to have a lengthy conversation to straighten this one out.
Well, this first flag should be a face mask on Santa Monica.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what the
on
second
Romero,
one was.
when they grabbed Romero?
Yeah, when they grabbed Romero, yeah, the defense got a piece of that. Or his face mask, I should say.
And the referee is really letting Shevlin have it on the sideline.
Well,
so they're saying holding against El Segundo. That's referee Greg Fucci, unsportsmanlike on who?
Well, they missed the face mask completely, apparently.
Well, so El Segundo is going to lose on this one, it looks like. And you can understand why Coach Shevlin might have been hot on the sidelines.
Well, you could clearly see the face mask. Everyone saw it. You heard the whole crowd kind of stand up and
well, then, okay.
say something. But
well, this one really pushes El Segundo back. So all the way to the 36. Well, it's from the spot of the foul, maybe. Well, so he didn't really indicate who the unsportsmanlike was on.
He didn't know, so I'm guessing it
must have been against Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, because then the ball moved backwards.
So El Segundo ends up with the ball at the 21 of Santa Monica, which isn't so bad.
We always have these crazy scenarios at least once per game, Diego.
Yeah, and the down markers are all messed up, so they got to get that straightened out. You can't start.
The refs say let's start, but the markers aren't ready yet.
Yeah, the markers aren't ready. Okay, out of the shotgun. Romero gets rid of it quickly to Balogun. Balogun hangs onto it, and he picks up about 5 yards after the catch because the DB is so small compared to Balogun. Balogun can just carry him a little ways.
He dragged Donovan Parks with him and another defensive back, but now 40 seconds, and El Segundo calls a timeout.
Well, yeah. I mean, El Segundo had to use a timeout. So the ball is all the way to the 7-yard line of Santa Monica. That was a pickup of about 13 yards, more or less, 14 yards. And El Segundo looking to put a dagger in the heart of the Vikings here as time expires in the first half. They lead at 14-0. To get another touchdown would be huge here going to the third quarter because they get the ball.
I was going to say they get the ball back to start the third quarter, so another touchdown, especially the way this game is going back and forth and so many penalties by both teams. Another touchdown to go up 21-0 before or at halftime and then get the ball back in the third quarter would be huge for the Eagles.
Well, they have 2 timeouts still remaining, so they can run, I don't know, easily 3-4 plays here.
Yeah, I don't think the clock is really an issue at this point. With, like you said, with 2 timeouts, still 40 seconds. This offense also can strike at any time.
Looks like Balogun is split wide to the right. Melton is split wide to the left. McAtee is the sole setback. No, excuse me, there's 2 setbacks. McAtee is one of them. McAtee gets the ball. He's going up the middle, and he is in there. I believe he got in there for a touchdown. Danny McAtee. So 7-yard scamper up the middle. Good job by the O-line. And it's 20-0, El Segundo, with 35 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, 8th rushing touchdown on the season for Danny McEntee, and a big touchdown. Like I mentioned, this is a huge momentum swing going into halftime, especially how this game has been going so far.
Here's Villalobos with a PAT attempt. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So 21-0 with very little time left in the first half. Santa Monica will have a chance to run back the kick and maybe run a couple of plays, but they've burned all their timeouts, so that's going to be sort of a best case scenario for them, is run back the kick and run a couple of plays. So El Segundo pulling away slowly but surely in this game. We had handicapped it as El Segundo winning. Santa Monica has put up a pretty good fight, but the lack of a passing game has really hurt them in this one. And El Segundo has shown, its versatility on offense vis-a-vis the sort of the one-dimensional aspect of Santa Monica's offense so far. So El Segundo will kick off. Let's see who's back there. It looks like the usual two players, which is Hicks, number 3, and then number 5, I believe, is Parks, Devin Parks. There's the kick. It's short, and it's kind of fielded. Was that an onside kick? What the heck happened there? I missed it. It was just a short kick.
Yeah.
And it was fielded by 28, huh?
Yeah, Cameron Bennett.
Yep. And did he just do a fair catch, or because okay?
Yeah, you don't want any piece of that.
Yeah. So now Samo High will get the ball at its, let's see, 31, let's call it. So that's where they will start, but they have very little time. Basically 35 seconds, no timeouts, they're and no passing game. I mean, they're going to have to throw it here. Here's the rollout. He throws against the grain, and I think he bounced it, so it was incomplete. So that stops the clock, but there's no gain there. Oh, no, they're saying he did catch it.
It looked like some turf came up when the ball hit.
Well, now the down marker's going back. First the down marker.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was an incomplete pass. Okay, incomplete pass. That was an interesting sort of, he rolled out one way and then threw against the grain, going back the other way, but it didn't work. So now, 2nd and 10. See, they don't want to get too fancy there, because the last thing they want to do is throw an interception. Here's the rollout again, and there's a fumble!
El Segundo football.
El Segundo's got it, number 63. Oh, my.
Ben Rosas
comes up with the loose ball, and disaster. Striking.
Wow. You just said it, Diego. They don't want to get too fancy. And a huge mistake, a fumble by Reynoso. Of course, he had pressure in there. I believe it was Alex Ron or Sean Lyon, one of the two defensive ends that broke in. But
so El Segundo's got it at the Samo 25-yard line with those 2 timeouts.
Yeah, and still timeouts, exactly.
Right. So here we go. Looking to put a dagger in the heart of the Vikings. A little screen pass to McEntee. McEntee's loose in the secondary. He hurdles. He's all the way into the touchdown. Why aren't they signaling that? Oh, come on. That's a touchdown, folks. And they robbed Danny McEntee. They're going to put it at the half-an-inch line, which is a waste of time. I believe he was in the end zone, and I have no idea why these officials didn't give him a touchdown there.
That's a highlight type of a play by Danny McEntee, leaping over the defense.
And there's the quarterback sneak, so it was a waste of time by the officials. They should have just given it to Danny McEntee. And so right now, Romero gets another rushing touchdown out of it. That's his 7th of the year? 9th rushing touchdown?
That's his 3rd tonight.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 8th.
8th. Okay. So a huge night for Romero. I thought McAtee was in the end zone. I don't know.
It looked like it. It looked like it. He was a half an inch shy.
Whatever. Okay. Here's the PAT.
Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked. It's blocked. But you know what? El Segundo will accept that little glitch after the disastrous turn of events for the Vikings there with the fumble.
Wow, what a turn of events, just like you said. An interception a fumble by Reynoso. El Segundo, Ben Rosas gets it, recovers it, gives the Eagles the ball back. They come up, Danny McEntee with a video game type play, brings it to about half an inch shy of the end zone, then Romero punches it in. The Eagles just went from leading by 21-0 to 27, and a huge momentum swing right there by El Segundo.
Well, it seems like just a moment ago they were up 14-0, and then they tack on these 2 touchdowns. But the big mistake by Santa Monica was with that offense that doesn't have the explosiveness to try and make something out of nothing there. And boy, it really backfired on them as the quarterback Reynoso fumbled the ball, and Ben Rosas was Johnny on the spot. Okay, so El Segundo has now secured a very solid lead at 27-0. Here's a line drive kickoff by Villalobos. It's picked up back there by Hicks, and he's on that far sideline where he's finally pushed out of bounds as he approached the 25-yard line, but we are just about out of time. They really can only run one play, and what they would be well advised to do is just take a knee, I guess. What are you going to do? It's 2.9 seconds left. You don't have an explosive offense that can really complete passes.
Yeah, you can't throw it up in the air and hope for something.
No. It's just unfortunate for the Vikings that that happened. If you're an Eagles fan, you got to love it because you're right. I was just saying they better be careful not to try anything too fancy, and boom, the fumble happened. So yeah. Let's see if they take the knee. No, they're not going to take the knee. They're just going to run that little play that's been successful. That's been their most successful play, right there.
It has, right up the middle there,
Right up,
right up the guard.
Yep.
The right guard.
So they pick up about 5 or 6, but it's and now we have the late flag. So there's a lot of smack being talked down on that field.
Smack talking going on, jacking, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because it's all it's after the play and. Now it's going to get tacked onto the kickoff, I guess.
You got to control your emotions, though. In a game like this, you really have to control your emotions.
Yep. And, well, when you're a high school kid, sometimes that's hard to do.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So let's see what the referee – well, he's got to signal us. He's got to give us the information up here in the booth. He's having a long talk. I mean, hey, make the call. Everybody wants to take the break at halftime. I don't know why you have to have a 15-minute conversation about it. It's who's it on, and it must be on Santa Monica, and it must be up to the Eagles whether to decline it or not. I mean, the Eagles would take it. It'd be on the kickoff, right? Or is it in certain situations the half can't end on a penalty?
Yeah, usually, but everybody's walking back.
Yeah,
to
everybody's
the locker room.
leaving.
Both teams are.
What's the call? What's the call? We still haven't been advised what the call is. Are they even going to tell us?
I guess we'll stay tuned, folks.
Okay. Well, anyway, the score is what's important, and the Eagles are leading it 27-0. So that's the end of the first half. Now let's head down to our sideline reporter, Tolly Anderson, who has Coach Steve Shevlin.
Thanks, Diego. Coach, a lot of emotion. Senior night, excitement, high energy. How are you going to keep your team focused?
Well, we're going to have a halftime here where we're going to have to calm them down, and there is a lot of emotion out there. We talked a lot about senior night and what it means for the young guys to be a part of this, but really for those seniors to go out and play hard and be passionate. And sometimes, it gets away from them. There's a little extra chippiness in this game because of some of the stuff that precedes it, and we just got to refocus our guys, and hopefully we come out of it clean. We're looking at a potential playoff berth here, and we can't afford to lose anyone. We'll have a good talk with them at halftime. Hopefully, they come out a better focused team.
Thanks, Coach. Okay. Diego.
Thanks, Tolly. Well, we never had an official call from the referee on the field. Doesn't matter. halftime score is what the halftime score is, and it's 27-0 in favor of El Segundo. A big lead going into the second half. Keep it right here. Second half action is going to be coming your way. Welcome back, El Segundo fans, as we get set to start the second half of action with the Eagles firmly in control of this game. 27-0 the score. And it was an unusual first half, Egidio, in that it was close for quite a while, but then at the end, it seemed like Santa Monica just kind of cracked mentally a little bit. El Segundo wore them down. They got that third score, made the score 21-0, and then Santa Monica made that crucial mental mistake. Well, you can call it a physical mistake, mental mistake, both in a way. And they turned the ball over, and boy, that was the dagger in their heart when El Segundo got that fourth score to make it 27-0. The PAT was blocked, but it makes no big difference, really.
Didn't really matter, yeah. El Segundo, there was so much action in that last few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes there in that second quarter, when Reynoso had the fumble recovered by Ben Rosas, and then El Segundo went on to score, and 27-0. Of course, it was much closer than that score, the first quarter especially, and most of the second quarter. Yeah.
And I've got to mention Danny McAtee's spectacular hurdling run. Was that off of a catch or was it a handoff? I think it was a handoff.
That was a handoff, yeah.
And then he brought it down to, I thought they should have given him the score, but anyway, Romero was the beneficiary of that. He just got to punch it in from the 1-inch line for that fourth score. We should mention the other scores, I guess, as we get ready for there was another very short TD plunge. So they are pacing something off against El Segundo here. So the penalty must have been against El Segundo at the end of because they just paced off 15 yards against the Eagles.
Yeah, and that last play at the end of the second quarter, where the referees didn't signal what it was.
Yeah.
They still haven't.
Yeah. Three running scores by, as you said, Romero, and one by McAtee. And now Ruvalcaba of Santa Monica to kick off from inside El Segundo territory. I don't think El Segundo will probably be running this back, but we'll see. Maybe his kick is short. And it is short. That's a terrible kick.
Oh,
and a terrible job by El Segundo as they bump into each other. Bonnie bumps into Balogun, and they don't get a run back out of it. Anyway, oh well. It was just, I don't know.
Miscommunication.
Miscommunication.
That's
a good word. That's a good word for that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
It's like when you're in the outfield, you got to call it.
Yep.
There's a fly ball out there your way.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Okay, so Eagles will get it at their 10, and that's where they'll start as they have the ball. We mentioned that towards the end of the first half that they were going to get the ball to start off the second half. So at their 10, Romero out of the shotgun. There's the handoff. And a big hole up the middle. And that's Saison. That's Dar Saison, I believe. So nothing wrong with him, I guess.
He looks fine.
Yeah. A gain of over 10 yards. Over 15 yards. So all the way to the 25, a little bit beyond. First down. Eagles now still working out of the shotgun. 4 receivers in this set, but they're going to keep it on the ground. This time the defense stiffens up for Santa Monica, led by 24, Dancy. Minimal gain on that play. Maybe we're going to give them 1 yard or something like that to the 26. 2nd and 9.
That was Saison again on the carry for the Eagles.
So here we have trips to the right, single wide out to the left. He goes to the right. He gets it to McAtee. McAtee's to the 30. He's across the 30, across the 35. He's all the way to the 38-yard line. First down, El Segundo, as he's finally brought down by Hicks and another tackler, but a big gain. And El Segundo is starting to roll here. He has a pickup of about 12 on that play. McAtee came into this game with 21 receptions, 236 yards, 7 touchdowns. So he's a real threat on all sides of the ball. Here's the pitch to McAtee. Oh, a huge hole. He's across midfield. He's to the 40 of Santa Monica and to the 39 or 38 before he is finally brought down. But right now, the Santa Monica defense looks like it is the proverbial sort of block of soft butter, let's say.
Butter has been sitting out. A great job there, though, by Nick Hutron, number 58, the right tackle, blocking up front, as well as Bonnie blocking for McEntee. Opened up some space there.
At the Samo High 39, El Segundo got all kinds of receivers in this set. Oh, and then we have, let's see who this is on. Looks like it's going to be against El Segundo, they're saying.
Bonnie jumped.
Okay, so another penalty. El Segundo's had a lot of penalties in this game. We haven't seen that much of that this year from them. This is the worst I've seen it. So that'll set them back 5 yards to the Samo High 44.
That was another storyline in the first half, the penalties by both teams.
Yeah, there was a lot of yellow hankies flying around. So here we go. 1st and 15. 3 receivers in this set, single setback. Romero struggling with the snap, and then he finally takes off, and he's pounded after picking up. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Is he going to be okay? I don't know. There's people down here. 31 is down for Santa Monica. That's Dennis Acosta. There's a pretty violent collision at the end of that run.
It was Lee Reynoso also on the tackle there on the pile.
So we have a man down. He picked up about 6 to the 38, let's say, of Samo High. Acosta, 5'11", 180-pound junior down on the field. So we have an injury timeout. And so far it looks like, that ending to that first half was a real punch in the gut to Santa Monica because their defense looks a little bit down.
Yeah, it definitely deflated their momentum because they were hanging in there. They were doing a great job hanging in there with the Eagles. It was 7-0, I believe, at the end of the first quarter, and then 14-0 halfway in the second quarter, and then just got piled on by El Segundo and some unfortunate mistakes there by Santa Monica. But they were hanging in there. They showed some fight.
The big sort of gut punch was that fumble at the end by their quarterback, and that being turned into a 6 points really had to have a deflating effect psychologically on them. And now everybody's a little bit concerned. This youngster is not getting up, and that's got to be of concern as his teammates look on. And we'll just have to hope that he isn't too badly injured. We don't know what the problem is. I can't really see what they're working on.
Yeah, junior, so hopefully he's
okay. I think they're working on his lower extremities, like legs or ankle, a leg or an ankle, I think, or a knee. It's something. Now I'm seeing kind of right knee areas what they're feeling. I think palpating is the right word. They're trying to figure out where does it hurt, and I'm seeing the right knee is what I'm seeing. That's where the team doctor or trainer is feeling around. So early in the third quarter, we've just played a couple of minutes of this third quarter, and we have an injury. El Segundo leads at 27-0. Let's see if he's going to be able to walk on. Yeah, his right leg, he's putting no weight on it, and that's the problem. And he's being helped off. So Acosta, we won't be seeing him back in this game, I would be willing to bet.
It's unfortunate. He had some nice plays on defense. We called his name a few times so far tonight on defense. So
yeah, he's one of the main linebackers for this Santa Monica defense. So if the defense was weakening, this is probably not going to help them. So they're going to have to go to somebody, perhaps they're going to have to shuffle some people around. And, looks like they put Eduardo Saldana in there at his spot. So second and long, second and about 9. There's the give to Saison. Armand, and a big run. He's still going all the way inside the 10-yard line. He picked up about 30 yards. Armand Saison picked up, about 30 yards is what he got, all the way to the 8-yard line.
He's been the most surprising thing here tonight, because even when we went back to training camp and talked to Coach Shevlin, he said Armand's supposed to play defense. He's a great linebacker, a down lineman, sort of a linebacker, outside linebacker, and today he's shown great running poise and a great job as the running back, and has caught Santa Monica by surprise.
So all the way to the 9. It was a 29-yard pickup. There's a give again to the same player, Saison. This time he's corralled by the Vikings. Several tacklers got him eventually.
Elijah Moll, one of the guys there for the Vikings, as well as a few other players.
Yeah, there was a loss of a few yards on that play. That'll bring up a second and goal to goal, because he was inside the 10, I guess. Now he's outside the 10. The ball is at about the 11 of Samo High. So second and goal to goal. Let's see. They've got Balogun wide to the right. Bonnie in the slot to the right. They're looking at Bonnie. No, they're getting it to Balogun. It's complete. Balogun gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. And there's that mismatch. They've got no answer for that, really. Balogun is just a big kid, and they don't have anybody out there who can handle him. So a pickup of about 8 yards, more or less, 8.5. All the way to the 2, and now El Segundo looking to really drive the final nail in the coffin. If they get this score, I just do not see that Santa Monica will have any chance. Not that I really saw them having a chance anyway, because they didn't show a passing game, but this will just put it out of reach here if they can punch it in. There's the give, and it's to Saison, Dar Saison. I believe it's a touchdown, but I don't see anybody signaling touchdown. Nobody's signaling.
Oh, wow, he looked in.
Yeah, they're doing this a lot, these officials. It's interesting.
Like a half inch.
I don't get it.
That looked like he was in by a long time.
That's the second time we've had that happen tonight.
Wow.
So now Romero will get another touchdown maybe. He can just punch it in.
Add to his stats.
Yeah, he's got another 1-inch touchdown coming up. So let's see. Or maybe they're going to give it to... No, they gave it to Saison, but that didn't work. Well, or did it?
He's in there, it looks like.
Well, I don't know. You just can't get a signal out of these officials. Now we get the signal.
There we go.
Touchdown. It took a while.
We got it.
But he got the 1-yard TD score from Dar Saison. So that'll push it up to 33-0.
And I'm sure Coach Shevlin wanted to give the former Santa Monica Viking a touchdown in this game against his old school. And great job there by the Eagles, especially by the line up front, getting that push twice and getting the touchdown.
Here's the PAT attempt. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So that pushes the score to 34-0 at the 6.5 minutes, just over 6.5 minutes left in this third quarter. And I would say the outcome from now on is more or less academic. It's just a question of what will the final score be. And there we have another one of these late flags. Let's see, what is the signal from the referee here? Mr. Fucci, let's see. Probably be, here we go. Conversations will ensue. Officials going over to the sideline. Personal foul. Kicking somebody. Oh, my gosh. No, roughing the kicker.
Running into the kicker.
Roughing the kicker. Against Santa Monica. Personal foul against El Segundo. So there's just, these kids are running amok out there. It's mayhem out on the field. And the referees, the officials, are desperately trying to keep control of this game, I guess.
WWE style here.
Yeah. So, but the score is 34-0. And we discussed this whole thing about the running clock before the game with Coach Shevlin because we anticipated there might be a lopsided score. The score has to get to 35-0 by the beginning of the fourth for there to be a running clock.
Yes.
Okay, roughing the kicker against Santa Monica. Personal foul against El Segundo. They offset, I guess. But anyway, El Segundo will kick off.
And they did get the touchdown.
They did get the touchdown. That's not an issue. They did get the PAT. That's not an issue.
That counts as well.
So the official is talking to the El Segundo kids. Maybe he's trying to tell them to calm down a little bit. One of the, not the referee, it's one of the other officials.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's maybe saying, come on, guys, let's, let's calm down here. Let's keep it clean. So, okay. At any rate, Villalobos will be doing the honors. Back deep to receive. It's Hicks. And now we have a different player back there. A little bit of a change. Tyshawn Walker, number 20, is back there for the first time, and they're kicking it to Hicks, who fields it on his 5. He's up to the 20, 15, 20. He doesn't quite get to the 20 as he is tackled nicely out in the open field by number 43. Let's see who that number is, who that player is, excuse me. Jose Hurtado. Nice tackle by Jose out there. And they're going to give him forward progress to I don't think he got to the 20. No, the 19-yard line. So that's where Samo High will take over on their 19. And you would think that they would just go back to basics here. Just do that running stuff because if they try to get too fancy, they risk a turnover.
Well, they are one-dimensional, and they just outstick to the run and use Dancy more. They haven't used him too much.
And there it is. Fumble, but Hicks picks it up. I think they gave it to Dancy, and then Dancy didn't see any way forward, and then he pitched it back to his. I think that's how that went. It was a little confusing, but I thought Dancy got the ball at first, unless it was a fake and then a pitch.
And the fake and a pitch, it looked like,
Yeah, it's possible the quarterback faked me out. Yeah.
Did his job, but then he fumbled on the pitch.
Yeah, the pitch wasn't quite accurate.
Sean Lyon there on the tackle.
So
they did a great job.
Yeah, they lost big yards. They lost about 5 yards. So that's going to be 2nd and 15. Now they kind of have to put it up. So let's see what Reynoso, if he can complete a pass. He has not completed a pass.
No, he's not. Just the interception, too.
And they're going to
reverse here.
Yeah, reverse. And they pick up very little yardage as the El Segundo. Well, they picked up maybe 4 or 5. Maybe they got back to the original line. Close to it, anyway. Not quite.
Definitely not the way the Santa Monica offense wanted to start this third quarter.
Yeah, I miscalled that. They didn't make any yardage there. It was a no gain. So it's a 3rd and long. Somebody's lost a shoe out there for us. No, a glove. I take it back. I thought it was a shoe, but it's not. So 3rd and 15. They got to put it up. Reynoso's got to put it up. So he's back in the shotgun. He's got 4 wideouts, spread formation. He airs it out, and it is almost picked off. It was tipped by somebody, and then it was kind of floating around like a dead duck out there looking for somebody to just pick it off, but nobody could. But now it is 4th down.
Tim Schartz, I believe, got the tip there.
Okay. There's Steve Shevlin. He's got to be happy with what he sees. He knows he's got this game.
And his 24th season looking to guide the Eagles to another playoff run.
Now we've got Ruvalcaba to punt, and I think McAtee is back deep. But he is in the Samo High end of the field. He gets the kick away barely. Here comes McAtee. He's going to just let it go, which is probably smart. And at the 49 of Santa Monica is where the Eagles will take over. So still, this reminds me a little bit of that game against Hawthorne, where Hawthorne was having trouble getting it across midfield, and here they missed by a yard, getting it to midfield at least. So good field position for the Eagles. 4:45 left in this third quarter, and they have pulled away here. They lead at 34-0. Let's see if they're going to keep it more on the ground now to just kind of chew up the clock, or whether they're going to put it up. excuse me, not Reynoso. There's McAtee from Romero, a little pitch. And he picks up 3 yards across the, deeper into Samo High territory. Somebody's down. Is it a cramp? It's a cramp. It's Armand Saison is cramping up. It looks like it's his left leg.
He's trying to stretch it out himself out there.
Yeah.
Well, another point, Diego, that actually we haven't mentioned on air, but me and you were discussing before the game started, that the El Segundo starters are well rested. In last week's game against Hawthorne, Coach Shevlin sat his starters the third and fourth quarter. So all these starting players, most of the line, Romero, McEntee, all these starters, they didn't play last week in the third and fourth quarter, so they got some good rest, and they're showing it here, doing a great job, up 34-0.
Yeah, you make a good point, Egidio. They did get some significant rest due to the blowout nature of that game, and Armand Saison is hurting. He's going to have to sit down and get that stretched out and get some hydration, get some fluids into him, and getting a nice hand from the crowd. I don't think it's serious, but it's a bad cramp, and maybe it's because he just hasn't seen that much.
He's getting a lot of action.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of action.
Here tonight is the most he's seen all season.
Yeah, I think so. So he picked up no, that was McAtee on the run. He picked up maybe 3. So 2nd and 7. Now we're ready to go. Out of the shotgun. Rolling out. Over the nice throw. It's complete. And he's got Devin Bonney, and that's a first down across the 40 all the way to about the 35 of Samo High. Pickup of about 9 there. He only needed 7 for the first down. So that's they get him all the way to the 34. So pickup of about 8. No, excuse me, 12. Having trouble with my addition and subtraction. So, first down, Romero, again, same, now to Balogun, who's out there all by himself, and Hicks, who's 5'9", tackles him, but it is a mismatch all night long over there.
Yeah, they put Hicks now over Balogun, but still Balogun.
Yeah, it's still
way over.
Because Hicks is 5'9", 155.
Yeah, way oversized.
Balogun is 6'4", 205, so it's a huge mismatch physically. Okay, all the way to the 21 is that play. So right now, just about to crack into the red zone, and there goes Darsason rumbling for about 4 yards. He's brought down finally by, let's see who got him down there. Saldana, Eduardo Saldana was one of the tacklers, but not before. He picked up, let's say, 3 yards. He's to the 17-yard line, maybe 4 yards, 2nd and 6. So El Segundo chewing up the clock a little bit more on the ground now as they just want to grind down these Vikings. Straight ahead there was the play. Was that McAtee? I believe it was. So short pickup, 2, maybe 3. So that'll bring up a third down and about 4. Ball to the 15 of Samo High.
And again, if the Eagles score here within this 2 minutes and 51 seconds, then it will be a running clock in the fourth quarter.
So here's the third down play. Blitz, and they got him. 24.
Tony Dancy
was in the backfield before Romero could even turn around practically. So that's a loss of several yards, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Now the question is, do you go for it? Because it's 4th and 10, let's call it. And, it's 4-down territory. You could just go for it and turn it over on downs. If you don't make it, you still give Santa Monica a long field.
Yeah.
Or do you try for the field goal?
Yeah,
I think they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. So it looks like Darsason is right back in there. Armand is right back in there. I'm surprised how quickly they got him back in shape. Going over the middle, that was just totally out of whack, that play. Out of sync, out of whack. The receiver, who was the intended receiver, McAtee, wasn't even looking for the ball yet.
Yeah, McEntee hadn't even finished his route yet,
Yeah.
and Romero had thrown it already. McEntee hadn't turned around, and the incompletion. But again, it turns the ball over there. Santa Monica gets the ball with turnover on downs, and now they got to drive, a long distance
Yeah.
to score, and it's going to be
Which-
hard to do.
which they haven't shown the ability to do.
Exactly.
So Reynoso will try and drive his team. He's got to complete a pass. That's the only way to get anything going is to complete a pass, and he has not done so tonight.
Yeah, they've
except to
been
the
so
wrong except to the wrong jersey, as we spoke. Somebody jumped. Somebody
Movement.
jumped. I think it was El Segundo's right end, I believe. Dylan Phillips, I think. Well, let's see. Are they walking it? Oh, they're walking it back against Santa Monica. No, I stand corrected. It wasn't Dylan Phillips. Somebody on Santa Monica's side of the ball. Okay, so that's a good thing for El Segundo. 1st and 15. That puts Santa Monica right behind the 8 ball right off the bat here, because you're thinking, okay, we got to throw. It's 1st and 15. And yet, no, they're going to keep it on the ground with Dancy, and he fights hard, but since El Segundo kind of knows that that's where the ball's going, because that's where it's gone all night, they got 3-4 guys right around that, and they hold them to a minimal gain of maybe a yard, maybe.
And this reminds me, Diego, a few years ago we did a game together against Beverly Hills where they had the big bruising running back, and he was pretty much the only option that they have. And he had a few nice runs in the beginning of the first quarter, but then after that the defense read it and he wasn't going anywhere because that's the only option that they had.
Well, they gave him 3, so he bowled ahead for 3 yards, very hard-fought yards. There you see El Segundo massing for the blitz, and they give the ball once again. Now this time it's to number 20. That is a new player getting the ball. He is Tyshawn Walker, and he picked up about 5 or 6 yards, I thought, maybe 3 or 4. It's going to be 3rd and long, though. The ball is at the 22.
Kyle Freeman there, you see him on your screen. He was the man on the tackle there last play.
So it's really 3rd and 9 is what we got going here, and they're going to have to put the ball up if they really have any hopes of picking up this first down. So Reynoso will be out of the shotgun. He's looking downfield. He's in trouble. He's running. He's going to make the first down. Running, he fumbles. He picks it up. He's still going. Reynoso picks up the first down, and he's fortunate because he fumbled that ball, but it bounced right back up to him, and it's a big pickup of about 20 yards.
That's a huge first down for Santa Monica, their first down in a long time.
Yep.
But Reynoso, like I said, I saw him in the Hawthorne game. He did a good job running the football. Pretty much his first time he actually ran it, and successful here. Comes here late in the 3rd quarter, almost at the end of the 3rd quarter with 10 seconds left. I'm surprised they haven't used that more.
I don't think they're going to get a playoff here. Well, they just get it off. And it's a Tyshawn Walker gets brought down for a loss. So that's the last play of the 3rd quarter with the score. At the end of 3, it's El Segundo 34, Santa Monica nothing. So I guess we won't have the running clock.
No running clock.
So it'll be interesting to see whether El Segundo puts in its reserves.
Yeah, everybody's still in there. You see them in the huddle. Danny McEntee, Bill Lobos, all the guys, Dan Amaral.
But they have a very substantial lead, which Santa Monica would have to just pull a complete miracle to even get back in this game, much less win it.
Well, it's unfortunate because you don't want to say that they're out of it, obviously, with 1 quarter left and, it's high school football. But they haven't shown anything, really. Like we mentioned over and over again, they've been one-dimensional, just their running game, and the running game hasn't really blown anybody off the water.
Yeah, well, he just hasn't completed a pass, so that just tells you everything you need to know. He has, Leo Reynoso has not completed a pass, the Santa Monica quarterback, and we're heading into the 4th quarter now, so that just...
and they've attempted. It's not like they haven't.
They've thrown a few. They've thrown maybe 8 or 10 times. So here we go, 4th quarter. It's 2nd and about 15. He's going to run now. Reynoso This time El Segundo, well, he kept going, so he picked up about 10 yards there. Maybe not quite, but 9, let's say. And they're going to set up a manageable third down, let's call it. It's going to be third down and about 6. The ball is at the Samo High 41. Excuse me, 46. I stand corrected. 3rd and 6. Reynoso under center. There's the there's the pitch, a fake give and the pitch, but Santa Monica is not going to pick up the first down, I don't believe. They're a little bit short, maybe 2 yards short, 3 yards short, and they're going to have to go for it, I guess. The ball is at midfield, pretty close to it, but they are going to have to go for it because they are so far behind that to give up the ball really makes no sense. So 4th and about a long 2. There's Coach Shevlin looking satisfied. He's got a nice little smile on his face as he knows this one is in the bag. 4th and 2. Reynoso under center. Let's see if he keeps it.
Yeah, look for him to keep it himself.
Nope, he gives it to the big back, and I don't think he got it. Well, he's still pushing.
That last edge.
He did get it. It's that big second push that.
Let's see where they spotted one.
Yeah,
referee
no, he
looks,
got it. He got it. Well, it does depend on where they spot it. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. But I think he got it, and now they're gonna give him a short spot.
Yeah, one of the refs is a little bit shy, but
Well, it's what that follows what's been going on all night with
Yeah.
El Segundo not getting those touchdowns over and. But now they're saying they're not even going to measure. Hold on here. What's going on?
they're giving it to him.
They're giving it to him.
First
Okay.
down.
All right. So the ball is at the El Segundo 48. I thought that was something where first I thought they were going to give it to him. Then I saw where they were spotting.
Yeah, then it looked short the way they were spotting it. Then they just signaled right away without measuring it. So
Yeah, so anyway. So first down for Santa Monica, badly needed. Here's another throwing opportunity. He's airing it out. He's got his man. It's just beyond his reach. It was intended for number 6, I believe. Number 6? 5. Donovan Parks. That was as close as they've come, and I think Parks is now cramping up.
he's down in the end zone there.
Yeah, and I think he's either pulled a muscle or he's cramping up. He's hurting for sure.
You are right, though. That's the closest they've come to completing a pass.
Yeah, one of those long ones. They've been way overthrown or underthrown, and that one was fairly close. Still a little bit overthrown, and Donovan Parks is down. Number 5, a 5'6", 145-pound sophomore. So we're going to have another injury timeout on the field with the score 34-0 in favor of El Segundo.
Yeah, you really got to give it to the Vikings. They're trying in there, especially this season. Ramsey Lambert has 8 wins in his 3 seasons as the head coach of Santa Monica. He took over in 2015 when Travis Clark is now the Lawndale coach, left for that Lawndale job, and he's been trying. He's been getting, progressing slowly but surely, as Parks looks to be okay.
Yeah, he's just walking a little gingerly, so it could have been just a cramp, like I said. Yeah, I believe Lambert, I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to find my notes is what I'm trying to do, is he did coach for La Cañada. That's where he coached prior to coming to Santa Monica. And he was the head coach over there. And he said he had more seniors a couple of years ago. A lot of them, so they're a little young, and they're, they got a lot of juniors, and they'll improve.
Yeah.
And a big area obviously will be hopefully get some more size. They need a little more size for sure. And they need more accuracy from their quarterback in terms of the throwing game. They need to develop a throwing game. Here's Reynoso, who is absolutely pasted by a large group of Eagles led by Jorge Montani. not much happening there for Reynoso.
Tyler Villalobos came in with the exclamation point there.
So now the ball at the El Segundo 47, but it's a 3rd and long. And here you got to put the ball up if you're Samo High for sure. 3rd and about, let's call it 9. He's got 4 receivers in this spread formation.
See, maybe also Reynoso to try to keep it himself on the keeper. He's done that a few times.
Yep.
There he goes.
Yep, there he goes. But Santa Monica, El Segundo.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, yeah. El Segundo did bring him down, but not before he came close to the first down. Yeah, well, a lot will depend on where they spot this ball. Bailey Greenberg was one of the tacklers in there. And they're going to spot him a little bit short.
About a yard away. They're going to go for it, it looks like.
Sure, absolutely.
Of course, you have to.
Yeah, at the 39 of El Segundo is where the ball is ultimately spotted. 4th and 1, let's call it. He's going to work from under center.
Look for the big guy, Tony Dancy.
Yeah, he's the single setback. I guess El Segundo's looking for him too, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets the ball, and I don't know. I don't think he got it, to be honest with you. I don't think he got it.
Well, let's see where they spot him. They've been the spotting has been,
Yeah, Bailey Greenberg was in there, I think, and they're saying no first down. Bailey Greenberg was one of the tacklers. I believe Mason Susik was another tackler, maybe. Anyway, big defensive stand there by El Segundo, and they force Samo High to turn it over on down. So El Segundo will get it on their 39-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. And I'm sure they'll more than likely keep it on the ground. Let's see if they keep their starters in there. It looks like they're still keeping their starters. I see Balogun. I see
Romero's in there.
Yeah, they're showing blitz. There's a toss. There's a name we haven't called tonight, but that's Joey Gorty. We called him a little bit in last week's game against Hawthorne, and so he's going to see some action here as this game winds down.
Yeah, he has 17 carries, 135 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns on the season before that last carry.
So he picked up 1, 2nd and 9. 8.5 minutes left in this one. As El Segundo completely in control now, 34-0. As we mentioned earlier, it was close in the first quarter. El Segundo started pulling away in the second, and that crucial boo-boo by Santa Monica, that fumble close to the end of the first half. Really, there's a bad throw by Romero, and I've seen him throw the ball better than he has tonight, Matthew Romero. He's been a little off with some of his throws. That one was not really even all that close.
That one was way overthrown.
Yeah, he kind of got under that ball. He kind of pushed it up high, and it just sailed. So anyway, an overthrow brings up 3rd and 9.
It stops the clock also with 8 minutes and 12 seconds.
Although that's not going to make a big difference to the outcome. So he's going to work out of the shotgun. He's got Balogun. He's got 3 receivers to his left. He's got Balogun out to the right. Now he's going to keep it. And he's over the middle, and he cuts. And that's a dangerous play. You don't want to lose your quarterback in a game where he did not pick up the first down, but he picked up about 7 or 8 yards. Now let's head down to the sidelines. Tolly Anderson has a report for us.
Thanks, Diego. Nothing but good energy on this field. I have no idea what Coach Steve Shevlin has said to those players in the locker room at halftime, but my goodness, it is a brotherhood like I've been saying all season long. The happiness, the excitement, the emotional night it's been, as for the seniors especially, everyone is smiling on this sideline. But I do have to mention, I've noticed that all the seniors' cleats have special writing on them, if we can get a shot of that at some point in the game. And I'm going to try to figure out that story. I've been told there's a tradition going on here for the El Segundo Eagles.
Thanks, Tolly. Yeah, I did notice that pregame when I was looking at Dar Saison's cleats.
Yeah, they were telling us they customize them, they wipe them clean every game, and they write with Sharpies and markers every single game something special, to those players, or something special that they talk about at practice that week. So it's a cool little thing that they do.
Well, they've picked up a first down, have the Eagles, and they keep rolling. Now they're inside. There's Armand Saison, another big pickup. He's sort of a elusive little runner. He's not a tall kid. He runs 5'9", 185. He's strong, and he kind of sidesteps and sort of wends his way and picks up yardage.
Yeah, he should ride on his cleats. Can't touch me because they haven't been able to catch him tonight.
So all the way down to the Samo High 36-yard line now is where the Eagles have a second and short. Second and about 1.5. There's Armand Saison, easy first down for him. He barrels across all the way to the 30-yard line, a pickup of about 5 or 6. And now they're burning up the clock as they have to move the chains, so they'll have to stop the clock for that. But now the Eagles are keeping it on the ground, and of course the Santa Monica defense has got to be a little tired because they've been on the field a lot. They did manage a couple of first downs that last drive, but they've been out there a lot.
And they play both ways, so it's a lot of the same guys going offense and defense.
Yep. And there's another give to Armand Saison, and another big pickup of about, 5 or 6.
El Segundo Eagles came in with so many weapons before this game on offense, and they found another one in Armand Saison. Like I said, he was supposed to play defense when he signed on this year, but man, he's shown he can definitely run the ball and carry the rock.
So let's see, ball is at the 20, so that was more than 5 or 6. And now he's hurdling the line and picks up another big chunk of yardage. So now the defense for Samo High is kind of spent a little bit, and Saison is having his way, Armand Saison, all the way down to the 11-yard line, let's call it, of Samo High. And let's see if he's going to stay in the game. He is. No, excuse. Yeah, the brothers, the Saison brothers, are in the backfield.
Romero's out, so Dar's going to be the quarterback.
Oh, he's the quarterback. And he's going to run it himself. And he gets down to about the 5 or the 4-yard line. He's very close to, it's a first and goal now, I would say. Yeah. Or is it second and goal? I've lost track of it. No, it's first and goal from the 4.
Looks like Matthew Romero's night's over.
Yeah, so it might be Saison from now on. Dar Saison.
That's smart with 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Sure,
here. He obviously
absolutely,
got the win.
Absolutely. Why not? Working out of the shotgun. He's got his brother just to his right. And that's who gets the ball, and that's who's into the end zone for the Eagles. Armand Saison with a 4-yard touchdown run up the middle. They couldn't bring him down.
And deservingly so. He's had such a great night on the ground tonight for the El Segundo Eagles, has emerged as another weapon of choice as a running back, and finally finishes off a great night, tops it off with a touchdown.
So 40-0 your score right now. Villalobos will get another chance to add another point after. He's getting a lot of these chances last couple of games, Villalobos. And the kick is up. That doesn't look good. No good. It was no good. Something went haywire there. The snap looked like it was okay, but something went haywire. So not going to make a big difference, really. It's 40-0. 3:37 left in this game. And I would suspect we'll see pretty much most of the substitutes or the second team in for the Eagles the rest of the night, I would guess.
There you saw the Saison brothers on the sideline celebrating. Not only are they happy about getting this win, but the way that this win over their old school has accumulated here tonight. So many touchdowns on the Eagles side and a 0 on Santa Monica side.
So El Segundo will go to 8-2, 3-2 in league, and we'll have to wait till I think it's tomorrow when the announcements are made about, playoff pairings and all that. But I would suspect El Segundo will get a bid. into the playoffs.
They should. They had a pretty tough schedule, even in preseason against Miracosta and schools like that. So they should have a chance at the playoffs, but we'll see, obviously, this weekend.
It's a short kickoff from Villalobos, and it's brought back maybe 7 or 8 yards. So Samo High will get the ball at about their 35, maybe. There's a flag, I think, over there. Yeah, there's a flag on that far side. Oh, now there's more flags. Oh, my gosh. What on earth is going on here?
And this one's on
Coach
the
Steve Shevlin is out there trying to separate, trying to get his players back to the sideline. So something is bubbling up on that field. Maybe some frustration on the side. Steve Shevlin is talking to one of the officials in an animated fashion. And I'm not sure what happened there, but Steve Shevlin's not happy about something that went on out there.
No, definitely not. In this second penalty you see here and towards the bottom of your screen, that was on the coaching staff of El Segundo.
They run it they move this ball way up, and it ends up on El Segundo side of the field. It's really not going to make any difference,
No,
which is kind of dangerous in a way, because you get these kids thinking, well, it doesn't matter if I do something, so why don't I just do something?
Exactly.
Because they're up by so many points. It's El Segundo 40, Santa Monica nothing. And there's Steve Shevlin still having a discussion with the head official, but now he's smiling about it, so maybe he's not that upset. Being up 40-0, that's Greg Fucci, the white hat, and Steve Shevlin having a discussion with him about what's going on out there. But he didn't seem to be that exercised. He was smiling at least. Yeah. And anyway, looks like Samo High will get the ball in El Segundo territory just across midfield.
Greg Fuji and his crew also did the Hawthorne-Santa Monica game a few weeks ago. That was the game I was at, and there was 3 fights in that game, and they separated the teams actually at the end of the ball game. They didn't even shake hands. Both teams went directly into the locker room just because of how aggressive that game was.
Oh my. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen here tonight. That would be a shame. I mean,
of course.
Okay, so they're still discussing things. The officials there, you see them at the bottom of your screen. They're kind of talking about what signals to give. Let's see. Here we go. Personal foul against El Segundo. Unsportsmanlike against El Segundo. So it was all against El Segundo there. So with 2:28 left, it's just a question of sort of they're gonna pace off more yardage. Yeah, so this is really gonna move into El Segundo territory. All the way to the 35 of El Segundo, 34 of El Segundo. All the way to the 34 of El Segundo, and this is the best starting field position that Santa Monica has had tonight.
With 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the ball game, yeah.
So there's a give up the middle. There's that big horse of a running back that they have, Dancy. He picks up about 10, 12 yards.
He carried a few defenders with him on that run.
Yep. So all the way to where are they going to spot this ball? At the El Segundo 23-yard line, it looks like. Yes. So pickup of about 11 yards there. 150 left in this game. Reynoso under center. Oh, no, and that's not Reynoso. I stand corrected. They've switched out quarterbacks. That is Stewart Jones. Brian Stewart Jones. He's got 3 first names.
I know you like those.
My favorite. Okay, so that's a pickup of 3 there, all the way to the 20. So now they're in the red zone, are the Vikings. And it'll be interesting to see if this kid puts the ball up or whether he's, let's see, he goes 5'9", 130, so he's not a big kid. Senior. No, they're just going to keep it on the ground with that big horse, Dancy. And the El Segundo Eagles this time are up to the task. And now there's fisticuffs.
And more pushing and shoving.
Oh, my goodness. And 53 was being grabbed by the jersey by the official, by Fucci. Fucci wanted to get him out of the pile. That was Nick Macris. Do I get that right? Macris?
And they're switching him out. He's coming out of the ball game.
Nick Macris. So things are very on edge down on that field with just 40 seconds left in this game. and it's a 3rd and let's call it 5. Stuart Jones, there's the give. They're sticking with that play, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone. So they did get their score here at the end by sticking with that big running back. Am I correct in who got that?
That was number 10, the quarterback.
He kept it.
Kept it.
Okay, I did not get that. Okay.
Jones Stewart.
Yep. So, well, now, yeah. Okay, so it's 40-6. I think they have to let them kick the extra point. You
They have to kick.
Yeah, you can't have the clock run out unless the officials are so worried about the tenor of the game at this point that they're just saying, let's call it a game because I don't want to deal with any more nonsense.
So again, they sent him directly to the locker room, no handshakes, but the touchdown, it did go through, right? I'm not seeing it on the scoreboard.
No, I'm not seeing it on the scoreboard either, but there was a touchdown. I think I saw the officials signal a touchdown, right? Did you see the signal from the officials?
I saw the touchdown, yeah.
Okay. So who knows what's going on.
And I've never seen them not try the PAT attempt.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Where
And
they
just
don't
end it.
just end it, yeah.
And that's an interesting call right there, but
Okay, but I guess they have ended it. I think the final is 40-6. There's no 6 points on the board. But, at any rate, now we're in doubt as to what the final score is, which is not a good thing. We're not in doubt about the fact that El Segundo won the game.
I'm going to look it up right now, 1 second.
You're going to look it up where? I'm
Max
curious.
Preps and
Okay.
see if they have it.
Oh, that'll be
Them
interesting. Do you think
up to
that? Well, they
date.
would have had to send somebody out to the game, right?
Yeah, if they have it up to date.
Whether they would have had to send somebody out to the game, and that person would have to be updating live. I'll be amazed. Was there a score? I thought
I just didn't give it to him. That's
Okay. So the touchdown did count.
It does say that on Max Preps?
No, I couldn't
No.
get it on there, but it did.
Okay. So, at any rate, El Segundo goes to 8-2, 3-2 in league. They'll have to wait till tomorrow to make sure that they're in the Division 7 playoffs. The ending of the game was a little sort of controversial as I guess the officials wanted no more potential disruptions out on the field, fights to break out or anything like that. So they sent both teams directly to their, well, let's say they eschewed the traditional handshake at the end of the game. El Segundo is not in its locker room. They're out there on that south end zone, as you can see on your screen, talking it over. 40-6 is what we believe the final was.
They don't have it up online yet.
They don't
so
have
it's
it up
not
online, so I
updated there.
we don't really know what the official. We believe we saw a man get into the end zone for Santa Monica. The points never went up on the scoreboard.
That's an interesting game, I swear.
So, in any case, it's a technicality in some respects. Of course, Santa Monica would like to get the 6 points from the, what is it called, moral victory standpoint.
Yeah, of course, to drive back.
Yeah, sure. But anyway, a convincing win for El Segundo here. They are the winning team, and they will most likely go into the playoffs. We cannot say that with any absolute certainty, and we're going to go down right now to the field as Tolly Anderson is going to have an interview with head coach Steve Shevlin on the sidelines.
Thanks, Diego. Coach Shevlin again, we meet. And a huge win, 40-6. How proud are you of the seniors tonight?
Oh, extremely proud. We talk a lot about that game experience and what it's like to be in maybe possibly your last game, but to kind of carry that torch. We've been very fortunate to go to the playoffs the last several years, and I think they really, really bought in, especially after the first half. We played well, but we had too many penalties, making mistakes. I challenged them to calm the rest of the team down, calm themselves down. It's a lot of raw emotion out there tonight. So to get through the second half, establish the game, win the game, was really great for the seniors and the rest of the team.
So possible playoffs, we don't know until Sunday, I believe you had said. The seniors get to play one more time.
Yeah.
How excited are they?
Well, they're super excited, and they don't want to be the team that doesn't lead our program to the playoffs. So we've had a real run of success in recent years, and those guys took it as a real challenge all week. And they don't want it to end. They're having a great time. They love each other on that team, so it's really a lot of fun, and we love coaching them. So we just got to keep riding it, see what the playoffs draw is, and fortunate if we get in, we'll pick that team out and get ready to them next week.
Okay, last question. I know you want to get with your team, but I had mentioned something about their cleats. And I saw all the writing on those senior cleats. What is the tradition with you guys?
We have the seniors pick out an underclassman that they want to carry their legacy forward. So they take the cleats home, clean them up, write some saying or something significant that how the senior impacted them as a player. And it's really a nice way to kind of carry the torch, pass it down, and there's a real sense of responsibility as an underclassman to honor the seniors, and the seniors to be honored to take that junior or sophomore, whoever it is, with them.
Very special. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Diego.
Thanks, Tolly. Well, the final score in this final regular season game, Santa Monica falling to the Eagles by a score of 40-6. The Eagles will have to wait till Sunday, as Tolly brought out in that interview, for the possible playoff pairing. But a good way for the Eagles to finish their regular season, Egidio, as they really blow out Santa Monica after Santa Monica hung in there for a quarter, but that was about it.
Yeah, they came in, they put up some fight in the first and second quarter, but after that it was all El Segundo. But also, like Coach Shevlin said, a lot of mistakes, especially obviously since with El Segundo TV on the El Segundo side moving forward. And if they do get in the playoffs, a lot of penalties. They have to work those out, clean those mistakes up if they're going to have to try to compete and keep their season going.
Well, again, the final score, El Segundo 40, Santa Monica 6. For our sideline reporter, Tolly Anderson, for producer Darnell Jenkins, director Stevie Aquat, I'm Diego Sanchez, alongside Egidio DeLeo. Good night from Hazeltine Field.
Welcome into Hazeltine Field for El Segundo's post-game show alongside Egidio DeLeu. I'm Tolly Anderson. El Segundo Eagles definitely dominated tonight and beat Santa Monica 40-6. Egidio, what are your thoughts about tonight's game?
What a game. I mean, you got to give it to Santa Monica, although they were undermatched in this one, or overmatched, in this one. They came out and they were hanging in there. It was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Halfway through the second quarter, it was 14-0. So they were hanging in there, but then with minutes before halftime, a fumble by Reynoso, a touchdown by Romero, he rushed it in, and then another quick touchdown by the Eagles, going up 27-0 at the halftime. And that just turned the momentum around, and El Segundo just pretty much ran through this one. Although it was a sloppy game, a few penalties by both teams, a little bit of a pushing and shoving matchup going on down here on the field. But El Segundo did what they were supposed to do, came here, took care of business on senior night, defeated Santa Monica. And now they wait and see if they can make the playoffs or not.
Pushing and shoving, to say the least. A lot of excitement on this field. Perhaps a lot of emotion, too. It was senior night. 18 seniors are leaving. How well did those seniors do tonight on this field?
They, not only tonight, but all season long, the seniors, this group of Tyler Villalobos, Hunter Lynch, Kyle Freeman, some of the other guys I'm forgetting now, Danny McEntee, a big player on this team. Those guys carried the team. And Dar Saison, the newest member of the El Segundo Eagles, and you spoke about emotion. He had a whole lot of emotion going into this one, playing against his old school, and he started a little nervous there the first few plays, but then him and his brother Armand Saison just picked it up, and now I think the El Segundo Eagles found a new weapon on offense in Armand Saison.
Those brothers seem as if they played on this team for years. It is truly a brotherhood, like I've mentioned again and again and again. But to believe he is a senior and he will not be returning, but his brother should hold on that legacy.
Yeah, I think Coach Shevlin, when I talked to him a few weeks ago at practice, he said, not only am I happy with him being on this team this year, but especially Armand. He's a sophomore this season, so he's going to have him for 2 more years. And Romero's only a junior, so he'll be back next season. So this El Segundo team is dangerous this year. They're going to be even more dangerous next year because they bring some key returning starters, of course, in 2018.
Key returning starters, 18 seniors leaving. Who do we give player of the game tonight to?
Got to give it to the senior, the man that this team's built around, number 5, Danny McEntee. Only 1 touchdown. We say only 1 touchdown because he's used to having 3 or 4 a game, but he also had a crucial interception to start the ball game. He picked off Reynosa early on. Danny McEntee, back-to-back player of the game. He had it last week as well against Hawthorne. Congratulations, Danny McEntee. You've done a great job, not just these last few weeks, but all season long.
So, Egidio, the Eagles won tonight. Moving forward, we're now into the playoffs. What is next?
Well, hopefully a playoff pick by them in the Division 7. It's going to be tough. They're ranked 7th in that division. So coming into this ball game, we'll see how it all plays out, obviously, with all the results of all the other teams. And it's different. The divisions are not just in this area. They kind of range. They can go as high as Sacramento all the way down as low, I believe, as San Diego. So it's a big range of the teams that are in their division, and perhaps not as high as Sacramento, a little lower than that. But still, it's a big range that covers that division. And hopefully the Eagles can get in the playoffs. If they do, they're going to be dangerous, most likely going to be on the road. Hopefully El Segundo TV will be there to cover them. And hopefully this team, like Coach Shevlin said, they want to stick together. They love each other. They like playing on this team, so hopefully they can play a few more weeks.
And that's a wrap for us here, and hopefully we'll have another post-game show if the Eagles do go to the playoffs. For Egidio DeLu, I'm Tolly Anderson. Thanks for watching.